How's the most beautiful woman in the world?
She's doing fantastic. But I'm guessing you didn't actually contact me just to ask how I'm doing. Not with the wedding less than 2 weeks away.
You're right. I just wanted to let you know that Bobby has set the bachelor's party for this weekend. It's supposed to be a surprise, but I wanted to let you know since one of the groomsmen let it slip.
Are there gonna be strippers there?
I don't know. I literally just found out about the event an hour ago. He called me to ask something while I was running errands. As soon as I got a second to text you about it, I did. I know we weren't planning on meeting up this weekend, but I wanted to let you know. Especially since I had said that we weren't having one. Now we'll both be out at parties this weekend.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with you going to a party with your friends. They're just such a bad influence on you.
We've talked about this before, Brenda. They just have a different sense of humor than you do. They aren't bad guys, it's just a different sense of humor from yours.
They can be so immature. I don't want them getting you to do something you'll regret.
We're nerds, Brenda. The kind of trouble we get into is not the kind of trouble that you're thinking about.
Sometimes I wonder why I gave you a chance.
Just what man wants to hear that from the woman he loves?
You know that I'm just kidding. I love you.
Well, I still understand why you'd be concerned, especially with the stereotype of men at bachelor parties. But I feel the same way.
What do you mean?
I don't want you guys to have strippers at your bachelorette party.
Oh, please, it's different for women.
No, it isn't. I've heard plenty of stories from my family about wild bachelorette parties. Men aren't the only ones who end up having one more fling before settling down.
So you want me to do what? Tell my friends they can't have fun at my celebration?
You should be able to have plenty of fun, just no strippers. This really shouldn't come as a surprise. We talked about it a couple of months ago. Remember when I told you I probably wasn't gonna have that celebration?
We didn't talk about it.
Yeah, we did. Here's the string of texts.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's because my family owns a bunch of hotels. The number of couples broken up because of poor judgment.
Are you saying you don't trust me?
No, it's just a boundary I have. And considering you have the same one, I would hope you understand.
It just seems so controlling.
Well, if you can have strippers, you shouldn't have a problem with us inviting strippers too.
But you just said that you weren't going to have them. Are you going back on that now?
Check the text messages I just sent you. Look for the line where you said I didn't have to worry, that there was no chance you would have strippers. It's an easy ask, and one you've already agreed to.
All right, I agree. I totally forgot about our conversation, so that's on me. I'll let the ladies know if they have plans for strippers that they need to take it off the menu.
Off the menu?
You know what I mean. They need to drop it.
Okay, well, have a great night, and just think this time 2 weeks from now, we'll be married.
I cannot wait. Have a good night, and remember, I love you.
I love you too. Sleep well. Hey sis, I have a few questions for you.
No, you can't borrow my Atari system for your bachelor party.
Ha! So you knew about it.
Of course I did. I helped plan it. We even had a bet going about who would spill the beans about it. Bobby won that one, in case you're wondering. Hayden owes him $250 for tipping you off.
I cannot believe that you guys found out.
You'll see why when you get to the party, but the guys need to know if you're aware before you arrive.
I can't even guess what you guys have planned, especially since they pulled you into it. Wait, if you help with planning, will you be there?
You'll find out soon enough.
Oh no. Think I may be getting a picture of what's to come.
I guarantee you that you don't.
As long as there aren't strippers, I think it will be fine.
Why would your mind go to strippers? Is there anything about your friend group that says we want strippers?
No, and that's what I told Brenda when she said no strippers. We agreed on that a while ago.
I would be willing to wager that she has them at her party.
Don't start. I know that you two don't really get along, but she's gonna be your sister.
In law. Don't forget that part. We aren't related by blood.
As you've pointed out before, the people we choose can be closer than the ones we're born with.
Yeah, I didn't choose Brenda, you did. That makes her more like blood.
It's not like it will affect you too much since we'll be moving next month.
I really will miss you.
Don't worry, we'll be playing D&D every week. I've been the DM far too long to just drop the game now.
You'd better come up with something very distracting. Maybe we should meet a couple of times a week.
That would be a lot of extra work.
Worth it to make your little sister happy.
You're right about that. It would be worth it to keep you happy.
Do you think you'll be allowed to play more often? Brenda doesn't strike me as the kind of woman who'll be happy about her husband doing things that are so geeky.
She knows it's important to me. Besides, she goes to the spa or gym when I'm playing.
I'll bet she does.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Just be careful. She strikes me as a gold digger.
Amy!
I know. Since I'm a better gauge of character, I just want you to really think about this.
I beg to differ. Sam?
Yeah. Except I was 5 years old at the time. No one has good judgment at that age.
I'm just saying.
Ugh, go finish preparing for the next D&D session. I cannot wait until you get back from your honeymoon. Feels like we haven't played in forever.
Hey, everyone knew that there would be a 2-month delay. And since you're going into childcare, you really need to work on your patience.
It's not a matter of patience. This is about being excited.
If you say so. I have to go now. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that strippers aren't allowed.
Not sure why you told me since you didn't know that I helped plan the party.
Because I knew you'd pass it along. And you would understand that I'm serious.
You're worrying unnecessarily. In all of the time we've been thinking about the party, no one has even mentioned strippers.
Good to know. Love you, sis.
Love you too, Heath. Have a good night and see you when I see you.
How's my blushing bride doing?
Preparing to party. Is there something you need?
Just wanted to make sure you were doing okay. It kinda sucks that I have to wait until after the wedding to see you.
I'm making sure you miss me enough. I want a wild time on my honeymoon.
Oh, I'm gonna want to stay in the hotel room for at least the first 24 hours.
Sounds like a really good time to me. And hey, if we come home with the baby on the way, I don't think it will be such a bad thing.
It's too early for that yet. Give it a year or two. We haven't lived together yet, so that will be plenty for us to get accustomed to. Let's start talking about kids in a year or two.
Heath, I'm almost 30. I don't want to wait much longer.
That is not what we agreed to. We both said we would wait a year or two.
Yeah, but now I'm starting to hear my biological clock.
We will talk about it next year. You'll only be 29.
That's 1 year closer to 30. What if I can't get pregnant?
We can do tests. There's no reason to worry yet. The women in your family seem to be very fertile. I'll bet that you'll get pregnant as soon as we start trying.
I'm glad you're so confident. I hope you're right.
We have enough to worry about without adding to it. Let's enjoy preparing for our wedding, then have the time of our lives during the honeymoon. After we're settled in our new home and comfortable with living together, we can start thinking about children. And you know money isn't a problem. I'll make sure you have the best doctors to help if we have problems.
You promise?
Of course. I love you too much, and I'm really excited about having children with you.
Not too excited, though, since you don't want to get started immediately.
It is best to take our time. We will only have a year to really enjoy ourselves, all over the house. Because once a kid comes along, we aren't going to have much more alone time.
I guess you're right. Still, I think it would be amazing if I got pregnant right away, even if we didn't plan it.
I think it would get us off on the wrong foot.
How can you say that about a child?
It would be different if we lived together before marriage, but I know that it's going to be quite a challenge. I mean, waking up to the perfect woman every day is going to take some getting used to.
Okay, smooth talker. I'll make sure to stay on the pill. But I expect you to keep your promise about having children.
You don't need to worry about that. Just think of the time before then as practicing. A lot of practicing.
You're so bad. Well, I have to go. Stay out of trouble.
You too, and I love you.
Hey, Heath. I heard something concerning. Please call me when you have a few minutes.
What's wrong? Is everyone okay?
Yeah, everyone's fine. However, I overheard the bridesmaids during the wedding. They were talking about how wild the weekend before the wedding was.
I'm sure it was. You know how wild mine was.
Not that kind of wild. The more traditional kind of wild. Lots of drinking and the kind of stuff you see in a bad comedy.
Well, it's not like Brenda's gonna enjoy video games, D&D, and the kinds of things we like.
Yeah, I don't understand what you two have in common.
Really? Did you interrupt my honeymoon to gripe about my wife?
No, I'm sorry, but I didn't hear too much, but it sounded like they had strippers.
You think they had strippers, or you know it?
I don't know anything for sure. The way they were talking about it was more like it was an inside joke, saying things like Mr. Hard and Mr. Big really know how to do things right. I don't know, just from the way they were talking and giggling, I definitely had the impression that they had strippers.
All you have are suppositions and guesses. I'm not gonna blow up my honeymoon because you're worried that something may have happened. I trust my wife.
I know you want to, but she forgot that you guys agreed no strippers. Until you told her you were having a party. To me, that is a red flag. And I know you don't want to hear it, but I'm really worried.
I want to say I appreciate it, but right now, you're really upsetting me.
Fine, but be careful. I think for now you need to be careful. Things will get a lot harder if you get her pregnant over this trip.
Why are you bringing up pregnancy?
One of the bridesmaids said something about Brenda needing to make sure to have a permanent connection to you.
That's what a marriage is.
No, she said that Brenda needed a fail-safe. I'm sorry to bring it up, but I'm worried and want to make sure you're careful.
She did talk about getting pregnant on the honeymoon, then promised that she would keep using her birth control.
I can't say that I'm too surprised. Just be careful.
I'm really not happy about this, but I guess I can understand. Don't interrupt again, please.
I will only message you if it's important. I love you, big brother.
I love you too, my little troll.
Grog bonk, brother.
Stay safe, and I'll have something big for the first session.
I look forward to it. Now, go have fun, you crazy kid.
Good afternoon, my new wife. I just wondered where you wandered off to.
I'm down at the pool. I'm sorry I didn't want to wake you up. You seem to be napping so heavily.
Ah, that was sweet. But now I want to see you.
I'll be up soon. Right now I'm just lounging and enjoying the sun.
I don't see you.
Wait, are you looking at the pool?
Yeah, which swimsuit are you wearing?
The yellow one?
Is that a new one? I don't think I've seen it on you.
Yeah, I bought it to surprise you.
Then you wore it when I was sleeping.
What are you suggesting?
I don't see anyone wearing yellow.
Hold on, I'm coming right up. Now that you're awake, I just want to get to you so that you can see my sexy swimsuit.
Okay, see you soon.
I love you.
Hey, Amy, can I get you to do a bit of cyber stalking for me?
You know that could get me into some serious trouble. I'm still on parole from hacking into the school system when I was a freshman.
I know, I'm not looking for you to do any hacking. Just, could you please check the social media pages of the bridesmaids?
Is this about the Bachelorette party?
Yes.
Did you talk to Brenda about it?
No, I just saw flirting with a man down at the pool. As soon as she realized I was looking for her from our window, she bolted.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'll get looking right away. And for now, maybe you should get sick. Otherwise, I have a feeling she's going to try to get pregnant.
Normally, I'd get upset about you saying that. After what I just saw, though, I'm starting to think you were right all along. You have my permission to say I told you so if you're proved right. But give me some time before you pull out that cruel phrase.
Heath, if I'm right about her, I won't take any pleasure in it.
Thanks. Message me what you find. In the meantime, I need to start feeling sick to make sure I don't end up with any complications.
I'll get right on it. Stay safe and stay strong. And in case it helps, I actually hope I'm wrong.
After what I just saw, I'm pretty sure you aren't.
Where are you?
I'm at the airport.
What? We aren't supposed to head back for another week. You promised to be all over me, but you've barely touched me since the second day. Is this really what being married to you is gonna be like?
Don't worry, Brenda. You aren't gonna have to worry about what being married to me is like.
What's that supposed to mean? Is that some kind of quote from one of your geeky shows?
No, that's me talking to you. I take it that you didn't go through the envelope I left on the table for you.
So you're really just ditching me on our honeymoon? Is that how you treat your life partner?
No, that is not how I treat my life partner.
Oh. So you're doing something that's supposed to be a surprise?
No, sorry, I meant that's not how I plan to treat my life partner, but it is definitely how I'll be treating you.
What? Are you saying that you're gonna ignore me? That you think I'll be content with whatever scraps of attention you give me? Because I won't. There are so many men who want me. Don't think I can't find a man much better than you.
Be careful, Brenda, your mask is slipping.
I'm serious.
How many men will you be able to fool who come from a wealthy family?
I can get any man. I can get someone with a lot more money than you.
Remember that, Brenda.
But I won't need to because I'm gonna get a lot of money from what you're doing. This is abuse.
You really need to look at the envelope. It will explain everything you need to know.
I'm not gonna do anything you tell me to do.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. It contains pictures.
So? I'm gorgeous. People want to take pictures of me.
They're from your Bachelorette party.
Did you send someone to spy on me? Because I can't believe you didn't trust me.
The pictures are from your bridesmaids' websites. I was able to get some information about the hotel. You really should have known better to go off with 2 men into an area that has video. The stills from what you 3 did are in that envelope. Don't worry about the legal stuff. All you'll have to do is sign the papers. Then you can go find one of those elusive men who can make you happy.
Wait, you can't just leave me. We need to talk about this. We can work through this.
Pass.
How will it look that you were married for less than 2 weeks? That won't look good to your clients.
Don't worry your pretty little head about me. I'm gonna be just fine. Your stuff will be in a storage unit for 2 weeks. I'll send you the details. Good luck, Brenda. You'll need it. By the time I got home, Amy and my parents had most of Brenda's items packed up and into a moving van. Since we never moved in together, there wasn't too much stuff to remove. It's funny how she had insisted on waiting, but it was fortunate for me. She came back with her original ticket, and from what the hotel staff said, she was really busy after I left. I had paid them to keep tabs on her, and it went a long way to helping as I got the divorce going. I wish I could have annulled it, but I didn't have the right grounds. Fortunately, the divorce was really simple since we hadn't been together for a month, and I had more than enough evidence of her cheating on me. She really didn't have any defense. When she came to me 2 months later saying she was pregnant, along with proof, I made her get a DNA test. Of course, the child wasn't mine, and I refused to do anything to help her. Of course, the odds were incredibly low that the child was mine, considering we had only been together for less than 48 hours. She had thought that I'd be willing to stop the divorce and help raise her child, or she thought I was so dumb that I would think the child was mine. She was wrong, and that's when she realized she had no idea who the father was. Last I heard, she found a man foolish enough to believe that the baby was his. According to my sister, the man she's with is a huge gambler, so my ex is in for a very rude awakening when she learns he isn't nearly as rich as she thinks he is. My sister was really sweet about everything, not even saying I told you so. She and my friends comforted me by holding a week-long D&D and video game session. It was all a blur, but I felt much more centered at the end of it. It was a great reminder that my world was still revolving and that I still had a lot of people to love. A year later, I started dating again. I was much more low-key about it, but when I started chatting with a woman on one of my favorite games, I felt a connection that went way beyond just a gaming friendship. Eventually, I asked her out. It's been a few years since then, and we have a son together. Our wedding is coming up, and this time it's gonna be a D&D wedding with all of the people we love. I couldn't ask for a better life partner or elven rogue.